Morning all, welcome back to the Car UK channel, and you join me in today's episode as we're off to the garage. It's a bright Wednesday morning, the birds are chirping and I'm ready to get to work. Now we've got quite a lot on at the moment. We've got a lot of sold cars that are just coming through the final stages, so we've got a lot of stuff disassembled at the moment. We're trying to get back together, get fixed, and obviously get out to customers. So I'm going to give you an update on a few jobs we've been doing, but more crucially, we've had a little bit of progress, fingers crossed, on the Range Rover Evoque. Now those who don't know, the white Range Rover Evoque, which we bought from auction about a year or so ago, which has been a bit of a pain in the arse car since we've owned it, has got another fault, and it's been suffering with like crabbing noises, or sort of an issue with the rear, should we say, where it goes around the corners, and we think this down to the differential. So we've been putting some new parts on it, and I've now been told by a mechanic who does some jobs for us next door that has been concluded late last night and it's ready to be test driven. So we're going to go down there in a minute. I'm going to show you around, but also we're going to take the Evoque out, and hopefully, fingers crossed, we fixed it and I can actually get the car back to the wife, because at the moment I'm basically using any car that I can, because my sort of everyday work car, my iGo we go all over the country in, is currently in her care, and I would like to get it back. So I'm hoping that we've now resolved that issue, but you just never know, because at the end of the day it is a Land Rover. Anyway, let's get ourselves down to work, check out what's going on and have a look at this Range Rover. Right, so quite a bit on today. We've got all sorts going on, walked into madness. So we've got a, by the way, I'll address this issue because people were asking, what's that Barbarian doing there? That's a export vehicle. We've also got at the moment a lot of export cars that are going off in the next few days, so Land Rovers and Shoguns and Kias and all sorts, and that's one of them. So we've got to clean them all up. Valor has to mint them up because they can't go dirty for environmental issues when you get to docks and stuff, so we have to clean them all up. So we've got to get all them out of the way, and that'll create a bit of space for us. Same with this Jag. We've seen this before previously in a video. That was a cheap car, that was a really cheap car, and say we sold that on to one of our exporters, and they are waiting for that to arrive, well, for the next few weeks. So we go on the boat on Thursday or Friday, I think it's going to go, and that will go. So we're just cleaning that one up, so that's all done. Anyway, export stuff aside, we are cracking on with some Astras in here. All sorts going on here. We've got this one. This is having a clutch in. This is the red one. Was sold the other day. This is going out. Well, I think it'll be going out Tuesday, Wednesday next week. This is obviously a week behind the time of filming. So we're going to get that done. I've got to put a rocker box cover on it. Well, you can put gasket on. It's leaking, but we put new covers on because they're about 10 quid more for the whole cover. You might as well just change it because it's got all breathers in it. Just do all that anyway. It looks brand new. So we'll do that, and we'll put a new clutch in because it's original. It's got a little tiny bit of judder in it, so we're just going to do that, make sure it goes out right. And by the looks of the gear oil that come out of it as well, it was well due a change, so that was a good call really. So that should be on the ground in the next few minutes. We've got this other Astra which is sold, which is having, well, it's had a few bits done. We've just got to put an exhaust on it, because it's not actually blowing, it's just, I mean, past that will, because it's not blowing, but it's going to go. You can see all the outer meshing's gone. Eventually, within 6 months, 12 months, that'll be blowing, so we'll just do that. We've just serviced it. I think he's had a stat on it as well, or a side housing on that one, and a few other little bits, but yeah, that'll be going soon. Oh, door check strap, a few other little knickknacks. Another rocker cover on that one as well, that's gone on that one, a new one, so that's going to get sorted. We've got the Ibiza which come off the ramp temporarily. This is the one that had the oil cooler problems. We've fixed all that now. Now we're just sorting out in underneath the dash, it's got a weird fault, so it's got a little bit of a clicking noise. We've just stripped it down, and excuse the mess in it because it's not been valeted yet, but there's a little cog in here that runs a flap there. You can see that orange thing there. It runs, well, it's part of a middle cog that drives the flaps, and it opens this up, and then when you turn this on, sometimes it makes a weird, like a noise where the cog's basically moving and not catching properly. It's a little motor, so we need to replace that, so we're going to pull it out in a minute. But that's really enough done now. We went for a drive in it yesterday afternoon before we finished, and it just drives exceptionally well. Little turbo on it, 1.2, so that's good news. Say last day was a bit disappointing, shall we say, for us, because we had to get rid of that because it was just, well, we don't know what was wrong with it, an electrical issue. We sold it on to someone else who believes they fixed it, but we'll get to know the full story on that one later in another video, and when we get to the bottom of it, if they have truly fixed it, and if they have, fair play to him. But for us, we give up with it. That one, I don't know what was wrong, but anyway, this one, it's been alright so far, and we're going out to the customer again next week, so yeah, we're progressing. But we're finding a lot of things at the moment. We need to spend a lot more money on cars at the moment because they are just not being maintained as well as they probably, well, I used to see cars being maintained. You know, people just don't seem to be spending the money on them as much anymore, and the fact that we over prep as well makes the bill even more expensive. You know, because like you said, there would be a dealer out there who would just go, well, that exhaust there, for example, isn't blowing. It would pass an MOT. It might get an advisory for corrosion to exhaust, or you know, or maybe flexi corroded or deteriorated. It's not blowing. So you can't advise it on minor leak gases because it isn't leaking, but it will leak very, very soon. And that's where we come in and say, like, you know, because I've got my MOT brain on, that's going to deteriorate soon, we'll just change it. You say, it's just stuff like that. You don't have to do it, but we want to do it because I don't want it customer ringing me up in 2 months' time and it falls off or starts blowing and we have to sort it anyway. In fact, there is exhaust and clamps for it, so we're going to get that done. Yeah, so we've got quite a lot on at the moment, say, to get on with. Other things we've got to do. The bike, we've got to get that in next week and sort that out. That's just what basically wants just servicing and sort the exhaust out because it's got a little blow on it. Just mint it up. That one's all right. MICRA, that one's sound as a pound. That we'll re-MOT that soon. They're the raffle prizes. We've got to get on with them. We've got the 08 C1 on the ground now. This is the one we did a video on the other week. We've went through all the bits we've done to it. So like it's had the wheel trims, it's had all under seal done. I think it's had a water pump on this one. It's had drop links. It's had everything really. And we've just got to get it tracked up and just finish off some cosmetics on it really. Just to mint it up. So that will go out next week, which I'm glad of because the guy's been very patient for that one. So we'll get that out to him. Until we've just finished off all under sealing it and stuff. We've got underneath. Made it all solid. Yeah, nice thing. Cheap old cars. We like C1s. We've got another one there which just landed, which we've just cleaned up for now, but it still wants going in the workshop and finishing off. I have driven it. It does drive well, but it's just got an issue with the bumper corner here. Typical C1 IGO. The clips break, but we can fix them in-house. So we do them. So we've got to take that in when we get a chance. We'll sort all that bumper out, get another number plate for it if it's cracked, just do the usual 107 IGO bits we do on them. We'll get that done, and I've got about another 3 or 4 more of those C1s and IGOs coming in over the next few days, so hopefully we'll be able to put quite a bit out there. Right, so Range Rover Evoque of the wife's. Those of you who don't know, in a previous video mentioned about the wife's car. Very, very poor. It's got a bit of a rumbling noise, which is coming from the back end, which we put down to either potentially a diff issue or more likely a Heldex pump issue, which is quite common on those Land Rovers and other vehicles that run Heldex systems, particularly of that year. So we basically bit the bullet, bought a brand new reconditioned differential for it, and also a Heldex unit as well, a Heldex pump, sorry, not just the unit, the actual pump itself, which was a good call because when we took the old pump out, it was, well, horrible, all contaminated, been leaking, sludged up and everything. So I think we probably made the right call, and the diff literally had no oil in it whatsoever. So that's always a good sign when you've got no oil in a diff. Now, got the new one on, all filled up, brimming, new pump in the Heldex unit, and it is now back outside on the ground. Not been out in it, so it's the first drive, so I've told them to hold fire. We're going to go out on it and see, hopefully, fingers crossed, we've cured it and we can get the car back to the wife. Right, here we are. All covered in crap, the old girl is. She's wash. She can't be doing that yet until she's been test driven. I shall quickly show you. You can probably see the new diff. Oh, he says, there you go. Look at that, beautiful. All new shiny diff on it. And also a new Heldex pump, so we'll rig her up now and go for a drive, and hopefully, fingers crossed, we've cured it. Right, there we go, never in doubt. So, new diff on, new Heldex pump, all new fluids in. Let's see if we've cured this issue. For those who don't know, basically it was when you were turning corners, particularly at low speed, it was dragging. And then it made a bit of a clunky noise as well. It was all from the back end that it was doing it from. Yeah, so it wasn't great. And like I said, the plus side of it was when we took the old diff off, it had no oil in it at all. It was absolutely bone dry. So I'm hoping that the new diff and this Heldex pump, which was also knackered, the Heldex pump was, it was full of sludge, has cured the issue. Only one way to find out. Well, so far, pulling out of there, no issues. That's a good start.
doesn't ever seem to have a problem when it was really driving in a straight line. Used to feel a little bit of a drag more when you're turning, so I need to really go like around a roundabout or something, or take a sharp bend. In fact, there's a left turn here now. We'll just see if we can make it do this noise again, because it was just to vibrate through the car really violently. Turn left now. Still fine. I have to say, so far it's looking quite promising. Got no warning lights on the dash. Go right now. Felt like a little something there, and no, just gone over a pothole. Getting a bit nervous now. Might have just been a pothole, but I'm sure I heard a shudder then. Is this cured or not? He's letting me go. Thank you. Oh, fucking hell. You heard that then, surely. Surely you must have heard that. It's doing exactly the same thing. Turn left. Yeah, banging. Yeah, juddering and banging. And then like a doof. So it's doing exactly the same as it was before. When you turn around the corner, it's a sharp bend. It's dragging, a horrible vibration noise, and then you just get like a clunk when you straighten up. I'm pissed off. I'm genuinely pissed off, because we've just spent hundreds of pounds on a differential, and when you've took the oil out of the diff, the old diff, and it's had nothing in it, you just think to yourself, you must be on something here, there's got to be the problem, because it's all presenting itself as problems from the rear end. And we've put a new diff on it and a new pump in it, which is also problematic on these Heldex pump units, and we're back to square one. It's not made a blind bit of difference. In fact, not at all. It's exactly the same as it was before. It doesn't feel any better. It's not slightly better even. It's exactly the same. Just those first few turns when I come out of the garage, then it was all right. Then I thought, hang on a minute, we cured it, because usually we do it every time. But what, we've driven 30 seconds around the corner. I can hear it straight away again there now, clunging away. Oh, it's like the back end's trying to fall off. Horrendous. Livid, absolutely livid. I generally don't know what to do now, because what else could it be? It's dragging and everything. It's horrendous. I wanted this car to be fixed so badly. Right, I'll have to come back to you in a minute when I've had a good think what next to do with this car. Right, so we've been doing a bit of head scratching here, and we may have overlooked something here, which we're going to have to get it back in and strip down this car and have a look again. So obviously we've convinced the noise is coming from the back, there's no doubt about that, and like I said, we put a new diff in it, made no blind bit of difference, which has shocked me, because the state of the other one, I was expecting it to, well, at least have been improved the situation, not be exactly the same, but for whatever reason it's exactly the same. So it's not the diff, and obviously the pump, we took out the Heldex pump unit, which is usually what fails on these. That was all gunged up as well, so that looked promising, and that hasn't made a blind bit of difference either. So anything left between the diff and the prop shaft is the Heldex coupling itself. So the pumps goes into the coupling is what basically does all the magic, and inside there, without boring you, is a ruck of clutches, some bearings and some clutches. And these clutches look a bit like little plates, they look like, and I'll show you an example of one stripped down here. And you have to check these, they're quite a serviceable item, and what can happen is they can basically wear down. Quite rare, but not impossible. Like I said, it's only a theory at the moment. The only way to do that is strip it back down, have a look, and just basically start again. So we just basically threw the diff on thinking it was that, because as soon as we took that oil out and it had no oil in it, you're thinking, yeah, we've cracked this one. And he said, so there we go. End of the day, it's going to be another job for another day, because we're not in a position to get it back on the ramp anytime soon. And a little bit frustrated, because we could really have done with that car fixed, because, well, the wife wants it back, obviously, and she likes it, enjoys it. And also it means I can get my iGo back, because at the moment I am running around in my other car, which is not suitable for everyday use, because it's a big daft stupid thing, and it's a bit thirsty on fuel, which is why I use my iGo most days for going travelling all over the place, going to auctions and stuff, because it's bulletproof and never lets me down. So as soon as I can get back in her Land Rover and get my iGo back, the better. Yeah, so hopefully we'll get that sorted. Probably another week or two's time we can get it back on the ramp, and maybe sort to find out what the earth is going on with this sodding Evoque. Anyway, I'll leave that one there for you. Right, thanks for watching this video, chaps. I appreciate it. And if you haven't done so already, you like this type of content, why not like and subscribe? Press that subscribe button at the bottom of your screen. Thanks again, and I'll see you all in the next one.